Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Sorry for the late start, due to technical issues. Thank you for watching, and thank you for watching later on. My name is Fumi, and this is my business page. Thank you. Welcome to FO Chats. This is where we give you more information on a regular basis about this business. Usually, I bring all different types of, my business partners from around the globe. Like I told you, our business is global. And today it's extra special because today I have in the house my own very coach all the way from Canada. So I have Coach Ify here. I'm going to give her the floor now to tell us a little bit about Coach Ify.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. I'm pleased to be here, and thank you all for watching. So my name is Ify, as Fumi said. In full, my name is Ifoma Wanchuku. And like Fumi mentioned, I live in Alberta, Canada. However, I lived in the UK at some point in my life where I did my master's with my husband, and now in Canada with our four lovely children. So yes, I'm a mother of four, and I'm originally from Africa, Nigeria. So Nigeria by heart, but then now living in Canada. Professionally wise, I work as a professional senior engineer here in Canada. And in addition to that, which is one of the reasons we're here today, I own a digital business as well on the side. So I'm a busy mom, like everybody knows, an everyday mom, and I'm a wife as well. And I and my family, we all live together here in Canada, as mentioned. So that's a little bit about me. Is there anything else that I missed for me?
No, not for now. That will do. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us today. I really, really appreciate it. I know you're a very, very busy woman, and we're so glad to have you today. But we're going
Sure.
to dive straight into it. From being skeptical to this successful business cheerleader of the same business you were skeptical about. That really boggles my mind, and this is why we want to dive into it. But we're going to do it bit by bit. We're going to start first with, what was your biggest hesitation? Because I know from what you've said, you have a family. Definitely, I know that as well. And I know you go on holidays, so I'm sure you book your tickets, you book your holiday online, so you are doing somebody else's business for them. And at the same time, I know you bank online, senior engineer. I know, obviously they will be paying you and you will be doing some online banking. So how come it was easy for you to do that? And yet starting this business was like, you had a big hesitation. And how did you overcome that first hesitation you had?
Thank you so much for that question. That's a very, very good and interesting question. So in life, like I always tell everyone, in life, there's always hesitation in when you're trying to do something new or something different. There's always that hesitation. So I'm going to take it back and keep it simple here. We talk about doing something different or for the first time. A lot of us, when we try to do that thing, we're doubting ourselves. We're like, oh, I haven't done this before. I'm trying to cook this meal. I've never cooked this meal before. And I'm hoping it turns out the way that I'm seeing it and my taste as good as what I see. So there's hesitation in a lot of things that we do. But one of my own biggest hesitation was the fear of the unknown,
Mm.
because I was so unsure of what the whole digital space entails. I had no experience, doing anything in the digital space. Like in the past, like my husband will laugh at me. He will say, change your Facebook picture, like change your profile picture. And I just don't even worry about those things. So when it comes to digital experience, I didn't have any of that. And when I think about where I came from, which is Africa, Nigeria to be precise, when I went to school back home, I didn't have the experience of being trained using a computer or using the digital space to get trained. A lot of my training in the digital spaces here abroad, and I didn't do a lot of that. It's just masters, which in some cases is 1 year, 2 years. So for me, the fear of the unknown was the biggest hesitation for me because I had no idea of what I was going to do. I had no idea of what the whole thing entails. I have no experience, and I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't even know. I would say I'm one of those. I would say I'm not very good with computer. Even typing, when I type, even till date, I'm slow. I'm like, taking my time. Unlike now in the new world where we are, our kids get trained, with the laptop, so they're very fast when they're typing. But for me, I'm practicing at, I won't say old age, but at this current age of ours. So that fear of not knowing what is in there and haven't done it before without any experience was one of the biggest one for me. And then, with moving overseas, like moving from Africa to overseas, like in Canada where I live now, most times we're starting life from scratch. Starting life from scratch, having to learn the new culture, having to learn something different, having to learn something new. Everything is new, so different from what we're used to. So with us, we start taking that biggest step, that baby step, taking the baby step and trying to figure out things as we go. And that applies to everything about life. So not knowing, but opening your mind to know, to learn. Because one of the biggest things for me is having moved here, starting life from scratch, trying to figure life out. And then at the end of the day, I found my professional career. That doesn't mean it happened overnight. No, it didn't. There were steps that we're taking to get yourself upgraded and everything. And then juggling, finding schools for our kids that would fit, what we're looking for. And, just different things that we had to juggle to fit into the new culture. So the desire for me to create, a better future for my family, gain financial freedom, and build generational wealth were the things that helped me to overcome that hesitation at first. Because when I think of all those things, which are the biggest things for me, it started helping me gradually to overcome my fear, and then with the fact that I started seeing other professionals like myself, seeing engineers, seeing doctors, seeing nurses, seeing stay-at-home moms, and seeing people in different professional background doing the same in the online space, very similar to me, an immigrant like myself, having huge success in the online space. And I said to myself, if all of these people can do it, so why not me? All I need to do is to open up my mind, open up my head, open up everything that I can, just give a chance so that I can learn and then overlook everything that I'm doubting and just go past that, convert my weaknesses to my strength. And that way I can now fit in and start to make it happen by taking a chance. So that is the biggest thing for me and how I was able to overcome it.
That's really interesting because, many people just have that hesitation and they stay at that point of hesitation and, they go round and then they're still on the same position. They've not done anything with it because it is good to have, that check. I guess it makes us human, isn't it? When you have that check rather than jumping into everything that comes by. So I guess it makes us human that you even have that check, makes you human. But the only thing is don't remain there. That's because I'm sure if you had remained there, you wouldn't have your story to tell today. So we're going to go on to the next, puzzling question is, so this doubt definitely occurred. But how has that turned around? How has it helped you into your success, which you're experiencing today? That same doubt, how did you channel it? How did you turn it around?
Okay, so when you talk about doubt, you're talking about being skeptical. You're talking about being, second guessing yourself. And my husband will tell you, when you talk about being skeptical, I am number one. Number one, I am so skeptical about a lot of things because my husband and I, as a way of finding a secondary source of earning, we tried a few things. We tried different things. And a lot of those didn't work out. So for me, I just went into my bubble and said, okay, I'm done. I'm so scared now. I don't want to. Then my husband was the one who actually, found this digital business. And he came and said, again, this one is even digital. I'm like, when you think about everything that goes in the online space, I said, this one, no, 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 no. It's a big no for me. But for him, he's this person who, when he sees that there's a huge potential, he can feel it, he's prayed about it, and he knows it. they would actually start to push to get it and then try to help me overcome my skepticism. But it's always hard because for me as an engineer, I like to, analyze, review, check, do, and then of course I like to pray about things before I get into them. So in the beginning, I questioned whether I'll be able to balance my job as an engineer, my family commitments, and juggling everything that I do as a mom with my kids, going into their activities. Here kids are into different activities after school,
Yes.
so you have to put time aside for all of these things, or else if you don't show up, they will come back to you and say, Mom, you didn't show up at my basketball game, you didn't show up here. So all of those times, and then now thinking about something new, which is this business. So I was skeptical about whether the online space could be a place that would give me back my freedom, that would give me back my time, and based on what I'm hearing. And, but once I, dove into the business myself, like after I overcame my skepticism, I found that the digital space has a very good structure. If you get into one that is legit, has a very good structure with systems that fit seamlessly into my busy life because I'm a very busy mom. I'm a wife, and of course, I have a family to look after, not just my immediate family, my extended family. We all know as
Yeah.
Africans, it's not just your immediate. You have to think about your mom, your dad, extended families, people back home. In fact, everybody is a family. So putting all of that into consideration was very, very, important for me. And overcoming my doubt was big because if I decided to stay in that same bubble and I kept doubting everything, then I'll just be where I've been, like same place every day, same cycle, nothing changes, living a paycheck to paycheck life, no difference. That's what I've chosen for myself. But because I told myself, no, there has to be a way out. There has to be a way that, someone can find something that would give them back their time. I can't live my life, every day, same thing. You work and work and work. You don't have time for yourself. You don't have peace of mind. Like I always say, one of the important things for me here is the peace of mind
Yes.
that I wanted, especially in a country like this where you don't have any help. When you think
Yeah.
about it, here you're pretty much doing everything yourself.
Yes.
Everything. There's no extra help. Just pray that maybe your kids grow and they start to pick up those chores gradually and they relieve you. But as long as they're still little and they need help, they need support, then you're basically juggling everybody. You're doing yours, you're doing theirs, and it's a lot. When you add that to your work, you go to work and then you're under pressure with what you're doing there, and then you're thinking about kids. You get called, oh, your baby is sick, go pick up your baby. There's so many things that comes into play when you think about what we go through as starting life at a certain age abroad. So for me, one of the ways I was able to overcome my doubt was just to tell myself that you have to find something, you have to do something different. You have to come out of your comfort zone and you have to embrace something new. And that is how you will get a better life, because the job actually helps you pay the bills, but a business will give you a good life. So,
Yes.
which is why I wanted to find something that would give me and liberate me from, liberate me from the rat race, and then give me something that I can use to overcome a lot of those things that I mentioned earlier. And that is one of the things that I thought about. And again, my why was stronger than my doubts for sure, because my why is my family,
Yeah.
financial freedom, building generational wealth, and of course, most importantly, peace of mind. I want to go to bed and sleep and not think and worry about what's going to happen. Your boss doesn't like you, something changes. You're not happy at work, then you're having sleepless night with the thought that in the next few hours you're back to where you're not happy. So those things are the things that when you think about it, you start to look for something
Yeah.
that will liberate you from all of that. So those doubts, like at the beginning, were second guessing myself, stepping out of my comfort zone, doing something new, but I was able to overcome it because my why was stronger than my fear.
Yeah, that that is so interesting, because this is what I say to people, because if you keep start saying exactly where you are, it does nothing for you. Your
Yes.
doubts just keeps playing on your mind, and it just keeps you stagnant where you are, and you just remain where you are rather than overcoming. It's like you just see your doubts as a stepping stone rather than an obstacle, which is what most
Exactly.
people struggle to do, because when you see it as a stepping stone, you just know that it's taking you somewhere rather than hindering you from getting to where you want to get to, which is your why. What is your why? What do you want to change in your life? And that's so true. I'm so glad you said that. It really resonates with me and some of the people I've come across with, when they give you all the excuses in the world why they can't move past just, I can't just believe I'm going to be working online. I'm like, you're doing almost everything. You're helping somebody else build there, because if you pay your bills online, you're helping that company generate more income. You're doing so many things. You're booking holidays, you're going away, doing everything online, and now you can't seem to go past the fact that you can actually be the one that have something in your own name that is online. So it's amazing.
It's weird because a lot of times, people have one definition for the online space. Like you go there, you see what people are saying, controversies and all that. But people don't understand that there's something bigger online in the back end. There's
Yes.
something bigger than those things that you see in the front.
Yeah.
And as soon as you change your mindset and you embrace the power of change, then you look a little deeper and you see that the online space is actually a gold mine. Not
Exactly.
those things that you're seeing, not those things that are scaring you, but the back end of the online space is very powerful. So
Yes.
as soon as you give yourself the chance to come check it out and see that, yes, this is a true business,
Yes.
then start asking yourself, where have you been all this while?
That's
What
the
have I
question
been doing? Why did I not give this thing a chance and look into it a little? Because most people just make decisions based on what they see in the
Yes.
front. They have not given themselves a chance to dig deeper and even try to understand, And most people are stuck with the traditional way of doing things.
Yes.
But the world is moving away from that. The world is going to a point where everything now is digital. People are going to school online. People are going to church online. Like you said, shopping, banking. In fact, now they give you a bonus if you bank online than when you come into, you go into the bank. You get a
Physical
bonus
bank.
from banking online. So the online space has come to stay. And now I told myself I have to embrace it. Nobody taught me anything digital in school. Nobody taught me anything, you be an online business owner from school. No, this is a decision I made for myself because I know that this is a system that has come to stay. The world is changing after what happened a few years ago.
Yeah.
If you're not looking at the digital space and the online space, you don't know what you're missing.
Out.
You don't
Thank
know.
you so much. Even my GP, you can't book an appointment if you don't have a computer. You have to go online. Even if you don't have a computer, they will tell you to go to the nearest library to
Library.
book. I'm telling you, just because you want to see the doctor. So
Yeah,
I
you
get
can
it.
make all the excuses you want, but at the end of the day,
It's
you'll
still
find a
online.
way to. Yeah, I was even trying to book my daughter's immunization the other day, and they told me I could do it online. Before it was just phone calls,
Yeah.
but now, and I was surprised. I was like, oh, now I can go online, and they said, yeah,
Yes.
you can do it online. So
That's what they
even
did.
if you're scared of the online space,
Yeah.
everything now that you're doing in life, especially living in diaspora overseas, is online. So
It's
come
online.
and give yourself that chance of learning what is in the back
Story.
end, that gold mine that is online.
Yes.
So that's my advice for you.
Yeah, that's so good. So at what points, I'm sure you will look back now because you've been in the business, for much longer, and you would look back, I'm sure every now and again you pinch yourself and say, oh my goodness, at what point did you realize that, starting this business was the right decision for you?
Like I said, my husband started first and then he found it. And I was the something that we Africans, we call it doubting Thomas. I was doubting Thomas. Yes. I was the doubting Thomas because I was just there, looking until the day that he came back with payment from the business. And I was like, is that from the business? He said, yes. And I'm like, wow. So this is actually real. Like, this is true. He said, but I told you that this is, real. And this is before then. And then I went back and I prayed about it. I told myself that, God, I just want something for my family. I want to be here for my kids. I want to be here. I don't want to keep doing something that would take me away from them and would actually be detrimental to my health. Because sometimes we don't know the impact that's playing on our health, with all the juggles. We think that we're strong, we're
woman.
we have all the energy. But the day this thing hits you, you'll be like, oh my goodness, I should have taken a break. People question themselves. Now, I should have taken a break. So when I look at all these things, I ask myself, something I can do from the comfort of anywhere, something I can do from home. When it's snowing, I can decide not to go anywhere. I'm indoor, I can still make good income. So what is my problem? And then I now saw, funds coming in from the business. And I said to myself, why are you wasting time? Why are you sitting back there doubting, okay, what is your option? There's no other option.
Exactly.
This is something that I can see. This is real. So the turning point for me was when I started seeing the impact on my family's quality of life. The impact on my family's quality of life, that we're no longer relying on paychecks. Sometimes we don't even know when we get paid. My husband would be, I think it was last month, he was like, it wasn't last week that I said, oh, I didn't even check. Do you know that the relief you get without worrying about when you get paid from a job?
Yeah.
And for me, when I started seeing, so I'm going to go back to the turning point. The turning point was when I looked into this a little more after seeing, funds coming in. I checked it out. I saw people like myself, immigrants like myself, making a huge change to their lives, talking about their journey. And I went back. I started asking myself, what is the issue? And that was the big turning point for me, that if these people can do it, so can I, because I want that change. I cannot continue relying on a 9-to-5 job for income. Because the day that income doesn't come in, or the day something goes wrong with the bank, and then your income doesn't come in, and you know that there are bills that needs to start, when you get paid, how everybody comes and take this one takes their bill, this one take. The day something happens, the people taking their bills won't understand that something happened.
It's direct debit.
Great. And then whatever they need, they do it because they have systems in place to follow up, or you get consequences. So I remember one particular month when we made a strong 5 figures in dollars in this business. When I put the numbers together, this was an income we made in a month, but in a professional job, because my husband also works as a senior IT project manager. I work as a senior project engineer, professional engineer. When you combine our salaries for 4 months, we made that money in 1 month from the business. And I told myself, this is a change that we're looking for. This is what freedom looks like. Yes. Something I'm doing from the comfort of my home, from the comfort of anywhere. I'm not putting millions of hours. I'm doing it at my own convenience. I'm doing it at my own time. I'm doing it when it works for me. I'm doing it around my kids, around my family. I'm still able to be a mom, a wife.
Yes.
And everything else that I need. And I realized that
this is
possible, and this is it. And it is very, very, very sustainable. So, knowing that I had a supplemental income and it's going to provide me with security and flexibility, because flexibility is one of the biggest things for us here abroad. Flexibility. Most times, your job is not flexible enough for you to do other things.
Yes.
It's not something that you can dash out and dash back in. So that flexibility that it gives us, that comfort, and the fact that I'm not worrying was the big one for me. And ever since then, I've never looked back, to be honest, because the moments that I mentioned reassured me that I had made the right decision. And I felt very proud of taking the leap of faith, because if I hadn't, I'll still be where I used to be.
Where you used to be.
Waiting for the day that we get paid, waiting to pay the bills, live in the same cycle, live in the same way for several years with not a lot of achievements, no savings, nothing to show for it, without the ability to help family back home, extended family, take care of things. Now I'm not only addressing my needs, but now my wants as
It's
well. But
okay, that's
you want to have your wants too. We know
yes.
the advice is need, but
Need,
at some
need.
point you also want to address some wants
Once,
because
yeah.
happiness
Yeah.
and the peace of mind that you're after.
Yeah.
So
Thank you so much. That is so interesting. I can listen to you forever. But we're going to wrap up now. Talk to my people, your people, my people, your people, the doubting Thomases, those on the fence, those still thinking of it. What would your advice be, about taking this leap of faith into this business, because many people still have their, oh, if, what if, what would you say to them?
I have a lot to say to you people, but in a nutshell, one of my biggest advice for our people is open your mind to learn. Learn something new from what you're comfortable with or from what you know. And don't let fear hold you back. Yes, it's okay to be scared. It's okay to be skeptical, but don't let it hold you back. Take the leap, especially if you have a burning desire to change your financial situation or even create the time for yourself and your family, not just your family, but for yourself as well, because you need that care. And you want to educate yourself, give yourself the chance to get educated, to learn about this, and just open your mind. Open that, for me, that's the most important thing, because if I hadn't given my mind a chance to learn, then I'll still be stuck with, no, this is not going to work. There are some people so quick before you even finish talking, oh, this is not going to work. How do you know? Okay, what you're doing now, how did you know it's going to work? Now, let me say something. Before we all moved overseas, all we heard was, oh, you're going to get a better life. Is a better place, this. Then you get rid of everything you have in your country where you came from, and then you move. Without knowing whether things are going to work out the way you thought, without even knowing whether you're going to find that dream job and that dream life. With a lot of unknowns, thousands of unknowns. But you know what? We still moved on and traveled overseas.
Yeah.
And then we started from scratch. Building, and believing in God that we're going to make it.
Yes.
We all did that. So if you're able to do that, that means you're here now. So that is the same way you want to look at something new that will now give you that additional peace of mind and good life that you're after. The best time to start this business was yesterday. Don't ask me what I mean, but yes, was yesterday. The second best time is now.
Yes.
Now. Because no time to check time. If you keep waiting for the perfect moment, my brother, my sister, it will never come. There's nothing like perfect moments when everything is okay. I am now thinking straight. In this abroad, when? So my journey as an engineer, an immigrant, and a parent, a wife, and a mom has taught me that if you are determined, you can make anything work.
Yes.
Anything. Just all you need to do is to be determined and have the desire to learn something new. You can make anything work. Use what you have to get what you want. And I know that there's no time. We don't have time for anything. People, their biggest complaint is, I don't have time. You are the one telling yourself you don't have time.
Exactly.
But you yourself can create the time. You can make it happen. So the digital world is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. Take advantage of the digital world. It is a very powerful tool that can help you achieve the freedom you never ever thought was possible. And if I can do it, you can as well. because change is what we all need. And if you don't change anything, nothing changes.
Nothing
You will just
changes.
remain where you are, which I don't think is what most of you want. This is it. This is where it's happening. Come and enjoy transformation because it is here. I have done this for 5 years, like Fumi mentioned, for a while. I'm still doing it, and it feels out like I only just started because of what it has done for me and my family. So if I can do it, you as well can.
Thank you so much. Like I said, I can listen to you all day long. Yes, if you're still out there, I mean, my coach has said it all. I don't need to say much anymore. It's just something for you to check out. If you don't check it out, you will never know. The ifs, what if, put that aside. See it as a stepping stone. Step over that stone and get to where you really want. So if you're still sitting out there, do something for yourself that you will thank yourself. You will remember, oh, I saw 2 ladies, they were rambling on last year. I didn't even know they were serious. I just decided to check it. I just stumbled. Let that be your story. We're rounding up the year now. We're already in almost the first Ember month is already gone.
The
What
last
they call
quarter.
the Ember month is gone. You have just 2 months. Would you be looking back and saying, oh, I have them and I just decided to try it out. I didn't even know they were serious. Let that be your story. Check us out, see what we're all about, and see if it works for you. So thank you once again, my coach. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. It was really nice to be out here. And, I appreciate doing this and, sharing the things that could help others like ourselves.
Yes.
And one of the other things I just did not mention is why I love this is because it's in steps. You're not everything is poured into your face and you're like, whoa, there are steps. You go to Fumi's website right there. You put your name and your email, you watch the first intro video that gives you some insight. At least you see something for yourself. Maybe if you don't want to listen to what we're saying, is okay, but at least check it out yourself.
Yes.
Check it out. See what it is. See what these ladies are talking about. It just takes one step. Go into that website, fumilive.com. Check it out. Watch that information session. That is the information session I watched. That is the information session Fumi watched. And here we are today, smiling. As if, we don't have any issues. We don't have any problem. But we're here sharing the same with you. You watch it. Oh, you like what you see. You move and then you come into the business. Everything is in steps. It gives you a chance to see things in bits and then you can make your decision from there. So don't hold yourself back. This is the place to be. This is where it's happening. This is the gold mine. Yeah. This is the gold mine and this is where it is. So if you want that life-changing opportunity, this is what Fumi is talking about. So don't be left out.
Thank you so much. We're going to leave it there today. Thank you everyone for watching, and thanks for those that are watching later on. If you can put where you're watching from in the comment section, we will really appreciate that. Thank you once again, my coach. Great having you. Thank you, everyone. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye now.
Everyone.